Oh, a microphony.
And a phony at the mic.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
The Doctor of Discernment is now online.
You know, much like my show, in that it's a local reaction to things that are happening on a federal level.
Dispensing a daily dose of common sense. No prescription required.
Wow, do I have a boatload of stuff for you, from the crazy to the absurd. Let's start getting into it because, I mean, it is bizarro world out there. And I say, if it's obvious to me, should be obvious to everybody. Oh, wow. Who could have seen this coming?
This is the Fourth Hour with Greg Belfrage.
Hold on to your butts.
Broadcasting from my basement bunker beneath Kello Radio. Welcome to the Fourth Hour. It's so great to have all of you along this morning. Really, really appreciate it. So let's get rolling. We'll start with two of Barack Obama most prominent Russia collusion hoax peddler. They penned an op-ed this week, and it's already blown up. So James Clapper, John Brennan, and I read this the other day, penned an op-ed in the New York Times defending their Russian collusion hoax. And the Matt Vespa goes on to say, do these guys have no shame? It's a rhetorical question. Of course they don't. But the piece was published before the release of the declassified annex of the Durham report, which investigated the origins of all of this and literally burned their whole story to ash. And you're seeing a lot of reaction here, pushback from this. But yeah, that their version just really didn't last very long. You also have got a whistleblower that has come forward talking about this. So whistleblower exposed how senior intelligence officials under Barack Obama manipulated analysis, silenced dissent, strong-armed their subordinates to produce a politically loaded assessment linking Donald Trump to Russian election interference, the old Russia. So James Clapper, John Brennan pressured analysts to endorse conclusions they didn't agree with. And then they marginalized anybody who raised any objections whatsoever. So didn't listen to them, put the what others were saying that they wanted said, put them in the forefront. And the big story has been, and I've got to tell you honestly, I am just shocked that this is not making more headlines. What Tulsi Gabbard is released and the legacy media is just absolutely ignoring it. So this is an eyewitness firsthand account, and Margolis says this paints a damning picture of a politicized intelligence operation where dissent was suppressed, evidence was misrepresented, the truth was treated as an obstacle. It confirms what many on the right have long believed. The Russian narrative was manufactured from the top down, driven more by politics than by facts. And this goes on. So Tulsi Gabbard has been the one who's been out there and pushing this story, and the legacy media has done their best to try to ignore it. Also, there's a story, Joe Biden made an appearance. The former president who hid his prostate cancer from the public emerges to deliver an address in front of lawyers. He was addressing a group of lawyers yesterday, the National Bar Association Gala, and I want you to watch a portion of this video. It's really quite striking.
Courts matter. The law matters.
Yeah.
And the Constitution matters.
the same old song and dance.
Are starting to realize that under the pressure we're under now with this guy we have as president. Oh, get ready, folks. This is just starting. I'm proud I've appointed judges doing their best to be independent, fair, and impartial, respecting the rule of law and upholding the Constitution. I wish I could say the same for the executive branch, who seems doing his best to dismantle the Constitution. Oh, I'm being deadly earnest, man.
Yeah, man. Deadly earnest. Being deadly earnest, man. Wow. What? Why is this guy out making appearances at all? I mean, that's what just absolutely shocks me. The applause was pretty tepid for Joe Biden. I'm just shocked and amazed he's out at all. Just absolutely incredible. This is Jonathan Turley. This is a website that's worth bookmarking, jonathanturley.org. Jonathan Turley is a libertarian, and he is a professor of law he's at Georgetown, I think, right? Yeah, he's at Georgetown. And he is, I think more times than not, I think he's brilliant. And he has written a piece about how the Democrats pulled off the greatest political trick in history, he says. So he's talking about this thing with John Brennan and James Clapper, and that they wrote in the New York Times and denying the allegations, insisted they never relied on the Steele dossier. And he says the column only reaffirmed the level of dishonesty and duplicity that marked their tenures in office. And he says, he goes on saying, they quote Brennan in overruling career analysts. He intervened to include the Steele dossier in the intelligence assessment. The columns echo the media spin that the investigation was about attempted Russian interference, while dismissing the collusion claimed. And then here's his column. This you can find at jonathanturley.org, also at foxnews.com. So he's saying Washington rocked by news releases of this declassified material. And he said the effort, all of this was followed by 3 steps of the classic magic trick: the pledge, the turn, and the prestige. And then he goes on to talk about the trick began with the pledge, the stage where the public is set up by showing extraordinary events with this suggestion that it's about to become something extraordinary. And the key is to make something seem real when it's actually not. And then he goes on, the next step then in this and what they did and this, the disclosed evidence that we're seeing. Jonathan Turley is somebody who really gets into this stuff in pretty great detail. And if you've got the time, it absolutely is worth it. Also, the president today really hammering Jerome Powell at the Fed. Jerome, too late, Powell, a stubborn moron, must substantially lowest interest rates now. If he continues to refuse, the board should assume control and do what everyone knows has to be done. So this is the president on Truth Social, one of a number of posts on, and I would show you on Truth Social. One of the things I hate about Truth Social, oh man, the ads are killer. They're absolutely in your absolute face. Just really incredible. One of the other stories that I ran across this morning is about this suspect who has been arrested for killing that married couple in Arkansas. And he was apprehended while getting a haircut. There it is. And this guy is, wow, look. Woo. There is, just look at those soulless eyes of this guy. There is some emptiness, some serious emptiness going on there. And we're going to leave it there this morning. I'm at my 10-minute mark. So you have made it to the end of the video. I want to thank you for being a part of my Gallery of Champions. I want to thank all of you who have subscribed on YouTube. We were pretty close to breaking the 400 subscriber barrier, and I'd like to get a lot higher than that, and I need your help to do it. So I appreciate those of you who have subscribed. If you like this video, that helps too. As you give it likes, get it out there. Very, very much appreciated. Special salute to the Bunker Brigade. That's those who are here each and every day. Appreciate all of you. So we'll leave it there for this week. I'll see you again on Monday. Until then, I'm underground and gone.